It is Thursday, and I'm making and eating breakfast. These things are so funny. Have you seen those walking videos? It's like, I don't know. I think they make Trump more likable, to be honest. Not that I ever had a problem with him, but I don't know. People are too crazy about too many things. Betulins, the pigments in beetroot, support phase 2 liver detoxification and help neutralize free radicals before they cause damage. Oh, what does she have to say?
Treated like a divine movie. For nearly 2,000 years, the Book of Revelation has been treated like a divine horror movie of global catastrophes, beasts, plagues, and the end of the world. But historically speaking, and esoterically, that is not what Revelation was ever written to be. So today we are diving into the history of Revelation and understanding the text of what it means and what it means for you. Because the real question isn't, when will the world end? The real question is, what is being revealed within this book? So grab your coffees, grab your Bible, and let's get ready to ruffle some religious feathers on this week's episode of the Guide Podcast. So right off the bat, we need to understand what words mean because words matter.
Okay, this is a lot of chia seed powder and flaxseed powder. I was gifted a grinder, thank you. And yeah, it made a lot. Anyway, there's Walt here. Are my bananas close enough? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Okay, let's get back to the thing on this.
The word revelation comes from the Greek word apocalyptis, not meaning apocalypse as in modern day understanding of the end of the world, but meaning as in an unveiling. Revelation was always about an unveiling of something being revealed, okay, the revealing of something that was hidden, of what was hidden, because this was an encoded letter written to the early church, because Revelation is apocalypse literature, a genre of symbolic writing used by oppressed communities, because the meaning of apocalypse means unveiling, disclosure, revealing hidden truth, not destruction. So right there, you need to understand the religious programming around this book called Revelation is completely already different with what this book was ever intended to mean. Revelation is about seeing clearly, not predicting catastrophe as in the modern day church still.
Dak Shataria Vlogs 3740. What are you doing here? Hi, good morning. Dallas Run 5551. Hi, good morning. I'm okay, thank you, Dax. Yeah, I'm sleepy, of course, but that's just how it goes right now. Yeah. So, yeah. Forks the Shark. That's an interesting name. Good morning. Hello. Verity 10P5C. Oh, do I need help with anything? Finding healthcare, perhaps? Finding healthcare, perhaps. You are Navia. Hello, Navia. That's a pretty name. Why does this have built up pressure? Oh. Oh my, what a scenario. That's annoying. Hey, Bellowit, good morning. How you doing? This lid is like crazy. I need to put hot water in it hardcore because I don't want to deal with this again. And this is not close to empty enough to not think about it. Hey, Run, you support small creators? You do? How do you do that? Okay, I'm not going to turn that closed anymore because that's going to be real annoying. Well, thanks for the support. Thanks for the likes, guys. I want to toss in some psyllium husk. think I'm at the last of this bag. Okay. Yes, it is the least of that bag. But I have another one. Yay! Sir. Oh, you need $10 too, but PS5. New boy 5678. Like Ella says, sup. And then Dallas says, I could sub to you. Okay, well, you are welcome to do that for sure. Absolutely. Okay, so that's the psyllium husk. I threw that too far away, but I guess I don't need it anymore, so it's fine. I don't know if there's enough moisture in here for the psyllium husk. Probably is. Have you? No, I never watched Stranger Things, actually. Elia. Someone said the name earlier. Okay, so if it's Dax, I should say Navia. Okay. Oh dear, this is a lot of chia seed powder and flaxseed powder. It'll work out. Do I have anything else that's... Oh, I have the crunchy peanut butter. Hey, yeah, Dallas, if you want to sub, that'd be great. No, Ella, I never watched Squid Games. I think this is a little too crazy for me. Just a little too crazy for me. Hey, Boris, I remember I looked at all your messages. Yeah, that's a good way to stick out, that's for sure. I was like, there he is. Yeah, you were dedicated. Thank you. That's so awesome. Do we know where you're from, Boris? I think you said, didn't you? Oh no, I never watched The Middle, but I did see Malcolm in the Middle back in the day. Yeah, it was pretty good. It wasn't my thing though, because if I wanted to see an unhealthy family, I wouldn't have far to go to find it. So I don't really want to watch it on television. I always think it's interesting when actors are like similar age to me. I'm like, wow, they're so successful and did so many things. And we're the same age. That's so crazy. Like I remember watching Jungle to Jungle and being like, wait, these actors are my age. Why aren't I an actor? And it like didn't like reconcile in my brain very well. I was like, I don't get it. I don't know why. You do know English very well. Bulgaria. You know what Bulgaria sticks out to me the most from is from Harry Potter. The Bulgarians and that, broom, whatever it was. I can't remember what the battle thing was. IDK, Albin Stenros. Hello, good morning. Do you love India? Do I love India? I mean, I love people. I don't know how to love a country. That sounds weird to me. Albin Stenrus. My new family, darling to Albin. I'm not sure what you're saying, Albin. I'm not sure. Wait, what was I gonna look up? Oh yeah, Bulgaria. 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 Sounds like a Pokemon a little bit. It's a 16-hour flight that costs $1,793. A Balkan nation with diverse terrain encompassing Black Sea coastline, a mountainous interior, and rivers, including the Danube. A cultural melting pot with Greek, Slavic, and Ottoman and Persian influences. It has a rich heritage of traditional dance, music, costumes, and crafts. At the foot of domed Vitosha mountain is its capital city, Sofia, dating to the 5th century BC. Sofia. That is interesting. This is going to be so good today. Oh my gosh. I'm thinking there's walnuts, almonds, cashews. I don't need to put that in my mouth just yet. Okay, so this, that. You've never been to India. Yeah, no, me too, actually. I don't even have a passport. I think that would be the first thing I need to do. Never been to USA. Oh. Well, I myself am in Canada. And I've never been to the USA too. And it's not even that far from me. Albin Stenros says hi. Should I stay at your house today, Albin Stenros? What? You're talking to yourself? Should I stay at your house today, Albin? And you are Albin. What? I think he's answering himself. Okay. Okie dokie. What else is left? As far as I can see, I just need to add cashews and almonds. I already have walnuts in here. That's good. Are we on the which time zone are we all in? I'm in the Pacific Standard. Okay. See you soon. See you when you get back, Boris. Gaming UPL 10. Yours will be. What will be cut? Man, this is an interesting stream sometimes. Mm-hmm. Maybe I won't use a fork to stir it. Did you get Gov cheese? SMD, what's Gov cheese? Like government cheese? I don't eat cheese. So I'm lactose intolerant. I would eat cheese if I were not lactose intolerant. Hey, Albin Stenros. Hey, you're back. That was a fast 5 minutes. I don't even think it was 5 minutes. Oh, here's a question. Did you eat breakfast? Me, I'm from Canada. Albin's just telling stories in the chat. He's so funny. I want to hear this thing about Revelation.
Revelation is about seeing clearly, not predicting catastrophe as in the modern day church still to this day is like, oh, Jesus is coming back any day now. This is what the book says. You know, even people, they read the story of Jesus of like, yeah, you're going to feel earthquakes and the birthing pains. And people are like, oh, Jesus himself said this is what's going to happen. Jesus literally also said in that same passage, all of you will see this return before you die. All those people that he was speaking to are long dead, okay? Because this was talking about inner transformation, not an external event. This was an encoded letter, not an external end of the world event that people for 2,000 years keep like, oh, God's coming back. Anytime they see wars or catastrophes, which there's nothing new under the sun, as Ecclesiastes said, they're like, oh, this is the sign, Christ is returning.
Hey, Sandy3, D5J, how are you?
And they also don't even know what the word Christ means, okay? Because you have to understand Revelation was written under Rome persecution.
Nice.
Most historians date Revelation into the reign of Emperor Domitian of 81 through 96 AD. Okay, so Revelation was approximately written 81 through 96 AD. This was also written right after the Gospels, okay? Because the first 4 books, the last book of the Gospel, John, it was written approximately 90 AD. Yeah, so Revelation is approximately written around the same time as the Gospels telling the events of Jesus. All of this stuff being written because of what's happening in this time with Rome. And Christians at this time, okay, they were not being killed because they were believing in a resurrection myth, as many people falsely believe. They were being pressured to burn incense to the emperor, declare Caesar as divine, and participate in imperial cult worship. And when they said no, that is why they were being killed. So Revelation becomes a coded resistance literature. That is what it is. It is a coded letter to the early Christians letting them know, hey, stay strong. Because they were starting to freak out and be scared, especially when it comes to like the beast in Nero. Famous mark of the beast, 666 or 616, depending on if it's Greek or Latin. Because in the time, a lot of days, modern Christians believe this is going to happen. Like, I have literally heard this my entire life growing up deep into the religious psychosis, okay? So it's like, oh yeah, the mark of the beast, you know, it's going to happen. It's going to be on your forehead or your hand, and you're not going to be able to buy or sell anything. Like, I remember when, like, they started coming out with, like, the chips of, like, yeah, you can just, like, scan it. Like, people are still to this day freaking out that it's, like, that's going to be the mark of the beast. And if, you know, if there's going to be a certain point that you're going to have to get that and you're not going to be able to buy unless otherwise. Like, people have been fear-mongering about this number since literally Revelation was written. Because what you have to understand, this is not some future mark of the beast, okay? This is gematria. And it was written in Hebrew letters, meaning Caesar, okay? Nero Caesar. In Latin spelling, it goes to 616 as Nero Caesar. In the Greek, it's Neron Caesar. Both numbers appear in ancient manuscripts, and this explains the variant number. Because you have to understand, in the Roman world, at that time, when Revelation was being written, there was a widespread rumor.
Are you going to stream tomorrow? Boris, I'm going to be in a whole other location tomorrow. So I mean, I presume I'll stream at some point, but yeah. Yeah. I don't know what it's going to be a changed schedule for about a week. Abhishek Raj Purohit M3E. Well, welcome to Australia. Oh, wow. What time is it in your part of Australia?
Okay, there was a widespread legend that Nero would return from death and reclaim power, and the Christians were freaking out about that. Because early Christians feared that Nero's spirit would return and persecution would then return even more. So the beast symbolizes imperial tyranny, not a future microchip. Second of all, these codes also are
Hey, Steve. So yeah, what time is it where you are in Australia?
esoteric. And the beast is talking about something happening inside of you that happens during meditation, which we can talk about in a later video. This one I want to stay more just historical accuracy, not even going into esoteric, because
I'm from Canada.
Revelation historically is very different than the modern day manuscripts of understanding and theology. As we're already seeing, this is not some future mark you're going to get that people have been fear-mongering about. This was talking about Nero. This already happened, okay? The early Christians, when this letter was being written, were freaking out that Nero was going to return and kill them and persecute them, and that's what he's saying is like, hey, stop worrying about this, okay? Because Revelation is not about predicting the future. It is interpreting the present through symbols. Okay, so this was interpreting something that was happening at that time, encoded symbolism, and it's also talking about something happening inside of you because, again, how the Hebrews wrote, I've talked about this in past videos, is through 4 different layers. And so they did. They wrote encoded layers of interpretation and symbolism with their writings. Which takes me to the next part of Revelation is Isaiah, Ezekiel, and Daniel remixed. You see a lot of symbol imagery because John is not inventing new prophecy. When you study the text, you start to see the same symbolism over and over and over in continuation. That's why the New Testament mirrors the Old Testament so well, because he's reusing the prophetic symbolic language of Israel. Okay? Just like the writers of Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and John, they were reusing prophetic symbolism of the Old Testament. That's why it goes from the Son as UN is risen Savior of the world to S-O-N. Because it's a new generation, and they're telling these stories again through their codes and through their layers of mythology to teach, because stories were always meant to teach. So Revelation, its imagery definitely mirrors earlier sources. So for example, throne visions, okay? I'm just going to write these down. He sees the throne visions. That mirrors Isaiah 6 and Ezekiel 1. Books, these are very heavily Merkabah coded. If you don't know what Merkabah is, it would be now called Kabbalah, which is their esoteric side of things. But before it was turned to Kabbalah in medieval times, it was known as Merkabah. So like the Son of Man. Jesus calls himself the Son of Man because that was the name of somebody who knew how to run the chariot. Elijah, he drove a chariot through the 7 layers of heaven. And the Buddha teachings and their symbolism, when you study comparative theologies, that would be the 7 charkas. The chariot is your body. Okay? You have a mind and you have a heart. You need to control the chariot. You need to have the right side of your brain and the left side equally balanced. Okay? And by equally balanced, I mean your mind and body need to be in coherence. Because Elijah, he was a master of his chariot. You know, you see with tarot cards, not to get on a rabbit trail, but that was created in the 15th century by an Italian, somebody who's of the esoteric kind of secret societies high up, and they were telling of the soul's journey through consciousness. When you study those cards, you see a lot of symbolism from the Bible, because the Bible has always encoded spiritual texts, because the Israelites, these Hebrews went to every single culture and they took from it. And after they got everything from Isis and everything from Ra in Egypt, then they went up to the Canaanites and they started getting stuff from the god El. That is why their 10 commandments, literally in Exodus, it says, they call me El, Elohim, because they did not.
Hey, Snay. How you doing? Welcome back.
Know my name Yahweh, okay? Because they worshipped a false god. That is why everything unholy is in that holy Bible. So these imageries, they do. This is heavily Merkabah teachings, which is their esoteric mystery side, because the Bible is never just meant to be read literally. Because you have what the masses know, and then you have their kind of secret groups. And that's why even when Jesus teaches, the Pharisees are like, whoa, 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 who gave you this authority? Because he was not a part of their secret group. He bypassed them, and he also studied in Egypt and other cultures. So you have to realize that this Merkabah teaching that the Hebrews knew, okay, of this imagery, it was deeply coded to tell of their symbolism and their teachings. It's now being repeated in Revelation because Jesus came and retaught them their own divinity, that inner path, that transformation. And so now he's writing this, okay, the writer is writing about it, and he's reusing the symbols that they would have known from their old text. So the throne visions come from Isaiah 6 and Ezekiel 1. The 4 living creatures, I actually have a video about that I'll link up. That is talking about, and you see that symbolism with Freemasonry, you see it with the fixed zodiac signs, you see it with the 12 tribes of Israel, and then you also see the 4 living creatures. That comes from Ezekiel 1. Again, that is Merkabah symbolism. And then it's reinterpreted back in Revelation because it's the 4 aspects of your human mind. Like I said, I have that video linked up there for you guys if you want to check that out. Which then takes us to Son of Man imagery. Son of Man is a title. Okay, when you know who you are, Christ, okay? Now that's also the term that they would have used is Son of Man. So Son of Man imagery comes from Daniel. And there's a lot of people that, especially like
in my free time, probably VR chat. I would go for like a hike or a walk. How about you? What do you do in your free time, Sneh?
in SDA theology, they're all about studying Revelation and Daniel, scouring it for the end of the world, for Christ's returning. I swear, oh my gosh, I love the people that I met in that denomination, but I feel sorry for them because they are deep into the religious psychosis of their cult. And they just talked and talked about, like, you just got to study Revelation, you just got to study Daniel because Christ is returning any day now. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, dude, Revelation is not about the end of the world. And they're like, yes, it is. And I'm like, no, that's not. That's historically not what it is. And you're trying to talk to these people, and the way that they reinterpret it in their theology, like even the Bible says no one knows the day or hour because the Son of Man comes like east from the west, like lightning. Because when you actually take the inward path, okay, the Son of Man, it's an identity, Christ in you, your hope. Glory, that God will reveal the mysteries unto you. When you're in that path, when you're in that inner path, enlightenment, lightning, something's just going to strike from the right side of your brain to the left, because when you're in meditation, your body slows down. Okay, and this white fluid goes down, this milk, that's what they called it, and then it goes back up to the pineal gland, and it turns into gold fluid into the right side of your brain.
Have you ever had a breakup or a time when you felt like it was all over? Oh, sure, I'm pretty emotional. I think sometimes things feel like, I don't know. Things are pretty intense for me. So I have to learn to like kind of pull back. basically I need to get involved with myself and be more content with like spending time with myself and appreciate that I'm spending time with me. And yeah, it's like has to do with gratitude, like becoming more grateful. Because yeah, I don't know how to explain it. Like sometimes I'll just feel feelings really hard, and it's like it's just I'm feeling the feeling hard, not that it's like a really hard feeling. And it's easy to be aware of that when I'm not feeling the hard feeling. But then when I'm in it, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna like fall apart. I'll actually be on the other side of this soon. Actually, Boris, I don't celebrate birthdays anymore. I used to when I was younger. But then I was like, I don't know, I just didn't celebrate it. It didn't seem like something I needed to do. And then I started studying, like only studying with a religious group. I've studied with a number of religious groups. And so I find different values in each group. And I found like there is actually like a spiritual connectedness to like not celebrating my birthday. So I don't celebrate my birthday. And for other people, you know, they choose to celebrate their birthday. That's like totally their choice. But for me, I don't think it's something I need to do. I think it's good to celebrate like babies being born. We're like, yay, like congratulations on being a new mom, a new dad, to the baby, you know, like gifts of like diapers or food, formula, whatever the family needs. Yeah. So oh, you're 17. There's also a lot of cultural sort of strife with celebrating birthdays. I find after a while people start to know more and more people, and then they have to go to that birthday, and they have to get a present and a gift, and they feel they come across as very stressed out. And I think if you're celebrating, being stressed isn't really the feeling of celebration. So it's almost like people already are not even celebrating anyway because they're just being more so stressed out. Because then it's like they have to get Christmas presents, and then they have to get this other themed gift and this other themed something else, and they have to purchase, buy, and I'm thinking, well, that's good for that store's, you know, sales, but you know, maybe that friend just wants someone to spend time with them, and that would be a really good gift. You know, I don't know. It's all individual to a person's choice, I guess. Personal like their lifestyle. Daffy 985. Hello. I'm almost done my breakfast. Oh, this is like kind of filling. I'm not too bad. I'm sleepy, but you know, that's how it goes right now. Yeah. Yep. How are you doing, Daffy? I refrigerated this stuff. It actually tastes like a different level of better. Like it's really good. It's like what 7:07 a.m. 7:07 in the morning. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, we're in the same time zone. Are you in California? What? So now you're 7:37 p.m. Hmm. Oh, in India. Wow. So wait, is it 7:37 p.m.? Oh, right. AM, PM. I don't know what I was thinking. Why you were asking what time it is? Not really. Are you gonna tell me why?
And now it's called honey. And when you are Father, Mind, and Mother Spirit of a pure consciousness, now Christ in you, this child is born. A new identity is born, okay? When the mind and the heart, when the body are in coherence, when you have a belief system in your subconscious, when you program something new, and then in your unconscious part of your body, when you reparent it to also harness the feeling, and the two are in coherence, now your chariot, now you're able to command your chariot because you are a soul. Okay? You have a soul, and you're now able to command this body. So the Son of Man imagery comes from Daniel 7. And Daniel 7, I love Daniel.
So, Daffy, are you gonna tell me why you're asking? Yeah, the time.
For the reasons most denominations love Daniel, I love it for the Merkaba teachings because that man was a very wise man when it came to their hidden esoteric teachings. Now, the beast kingdoms, that also comes from Daniel. Again, imagery, not literal things. The problem when you take spiritual texts.
I think a lot of people are from India here. Maybe it's like the evening time, like you're saying. And so people are kind of winding down for the day. Kind of just like browsing YouTube.
And you read them literally, you misunderstand what the texts actually mean because spiritual texts of symbolisms are symbols. They're not meant to be read literally. But when you read a symbol literally, you flatten the entire map and you bypass this whole thing that's actually teaching you. And it's kind of sad. Now you have the scrolls with the seals. Okay, again, esoterically these mean other things. But you see that with Isaiah. So this is with where it comes from, of imagery. And there's a lot more than what I'm just going to give you here today. I'm just kind of like running down a brief overview. Because then you also have like trumpets and judgment. And then you have the woman with the child, and you see that in Isaiah, and then you see that in Revelation, and then you have the beast, and then you have the beast because like Leviathan.
I don't understand. You're asking me what time it is where I'm from because your sister is clicking and the clock stops ticking? Hey, Zev, yeah. How you doing? I think other cultures are interesting to study. I think, like, it seems like Japan has an interesting culture. And Russia. And Boris remembers you too, Zev. Daffy's streaming. Or not streaming. Memeing. Mm-hmm. Albania. That was the one I was looking up too, wasn't it? And I looked up Bulgaria. Yeah, that's the one I looked up. Albania on southeastern Europe's Balkan Peninsula is a small country with Adriatic and Ionian coastlines and an interior crossed by the Albanian Alps. The country has many castles and archaeological sites. Capital Tirana centers on sprawling Skanderbeg Square, site of the National History Museum, with exhibits spanning antiquity to post-communism and frescoed Etham Mosque. Huh. M10 W1N. Hello, how you doing? M10, I'm just looking up Albania. Because Zev here is from Albania. Hey, neat. How you doing? Good morning. I guess for you it's not morning. Because as far as I remember, you're in India? And from what it sounds, it's like in the evening there. Yeah, they were being a little, I don't know, a little rude. I'm 10, I'm from Canada. Where are you from? Daffy. Bro, what will one wall say to another? Oh, I don't know, Daffy. What will one wall say to the other?
And like these are all symbols that over the centuries they kind of their names changed, but the meanings did not. Does that make sense? So Leviathan, it's a demon's name. When you read the books of Solomon, his magic ones that magically got taken out of the book. But also Leviathan has always been historically, or the beast, known as that raw god force that can only be tamed by the god in you. Okay. And that happens through meditation. You have to throw the beast into the pit for the 1,000 years. And you see that imagery in Revelation of like the beast being thrown in. You see that in the Greek. There are writings of Kronos, Saturn, time. Okay, Kronos is thrown
I'll
into the
meet
pit.
you in the corner. Oh my gosh, that's funny. What does one wall say to another? I'll meet you in the corner.
Symbolisms go over to the theology, so you have to understand all these cultures are actually teaching pretty much the same thing in the symbolism that they knew, and then the names just change. So when you study comparative theology, you start to see the threads weave together, and then you're actually able to pick apart and piece together the full story. So the trumpets come from the Exodus like plagues, and again, Revelation is basically Hebrew prophetic symbolism applied to the Roman Empire politics, because the early Christians would have understood the symbolism because they would have been understanding the text that would have been taught. Okay, but Rome, they weren't a part of that culture, so it would have been harder for them to understand the coded text.
Narendra Modi? Is that the Prime Minister of India? Narendra. Yeah. 75 years old. Wow. He's been the Prime Minister since 2014. That's a long time. How will the gate call the second gate? I don't know, Daffy. Go ahead, tell me. Yeah. Whew. Colgate? I don't get it. Colgate. Colgate? I don't get it even more. At least co meant two. But Colgate? I don't know. Nice. Good for you. 100 million followers on Instagram. That's awesome. Search the Colgate on Google. Oops. Boris says, and if I'm really busy, I can't get to the stream, so one day I won't be there. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so we're looking up. So I'll just put, what is the Colgate? Yeah, Colgate is a global brand, is a leading global brand specializing in oral hygiene products, including toothbrushes, mouthwash, and dental floss. Yeah, Colgate is toothpaste. I'll ask Google here. What does one gate call another? It's about connecting flights now. When making a connecting flight, a gate agent at your arrival airport can use internal airline communications to call ahead to your departure gate. Knock knock. Who's there? Ack who? Boris in 6 seconds. You're so funny, yeah. Francis Rodriguez, 7309. Oh, hello. Daffy, are you not sure how to do a knock knock joke? I said, who's there? And then I typed ack who. When you typed ack. Then you typed ack again. ACH. Anyway, 6 weeks? I'd probably forget you in 6 weeks. It depends, I guess. I mean, now that you're asking these questions, you're drawing my memory to like be more likely to remember you. So maybe it'll be impossible to forget you at this point. Boris Levrizov, 2171. Oh, I typed it. Oh, okay. Atch who? Okay. Boris, they say knock knock. Okay, I say who's there? I won't type it this time. Oh. Yeah, there's sort of a custom for people to say bless you after a sneeze, but are they really giving someone a blessing? I don't know. But I know what you mean by the joke. Yeah, yeah. I have like, I want to lick this. I have like lifted skin there. It's like a healing thing. It's repairing, but if I poke at it, it'll be. I need like a special cone around my lips. Like, you know the cones that dogs have, so they don't lick. That's what I need for my lip. But anyway, Daffy, who's there? Sometimes if I'm busy, I won't be to a stream. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Because you say knock knock, I say who's there? Cargo who? Ooh. No, cargo room. These are cute jokes. Boom, boom. Where are you headed tomorrow? An undisclosed location. But when I get to my actual destination, I'll say where I'm at that location. I might do streams in between then and now, but yeah, I just won't say like I'll be in British Columbia still. I'm staying in British Columbia. I'm doing a little travels, so it should be interesting. Robert Brown, hey, welcome back. X8Z, how you doing? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll do this for a little bit. I'll get things started. Actually, if I get it started now, it'll be easier to do. It'll be a quicker time of transition. Oh my gosh, I forgot that you're the one that asks about flatulence. I probably did, Robert. I probably did. I mean, I don't think to like count or like, I don't know, make a note of it. At 4:57 a.m., I flatulated. It was rather long and lengthy. I'll sign in here first. I'll try to make this my quickest switch over ever. Ever in a million years. I guess all I need to do is go to the air chat now. And this will be good because it'll give me extra time in idle mining. I still want to raise up my thing. Oh, my battery's low? But I left it charging. It was charging, whatever. I guess it lost power overnight, but still, it should keep some charge. I don't think not dying is a curse. I mean, would I have all healing abilities? Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Yeep, stick drift. Oh, I need to change my battery. I'll do that right now. I need to change my battery for my controller. Yeah. My battery was low yesterday, so, and the day before, so it's just probably gonna totally not be working today. Okay. So all I need to do to get this ready is go here. Oh, that's it's really annoying when it does this. Oh my gosh, stick drift is already causing trouble. I'm trying to close the subscription tab and it's like, oh no, I'm not doing that. I'm trying to like collapse the subscription tag or whatever it's called. Oh my gosh. So now, oh man, this is a real scenario of undesirability. Okay, there we go. Okay. Oh man, does anyone know what stick drift is? I should put that as a topic question. Because seriously, stick drift is crazy. I'm probably not doing a sleep stream tonight, actually. Because I won't be in my regular location, so it'll be awkward. I might do like shorts. I might do a lot of like a number of different shorts just to like check in and be like, hey, hello. Okay, I'll close this stream. And then go into my VR. Okay, so thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Especially thank you for commenting because it gives me something to work with. So yeah, I'll go into my VR streaming here. So yeah, see you in the next stream. Thanks for joining.